Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave. In today's video, we're going to talk about is it worth it? But I'm going to make it a quick version, guys, for the, a lot of the stuff, because I don't want this to be too long a video. I want to get this out, hopefully, before we stream. But anyway, guys, in the store right now, right, we have Azure Lane, we have Amber Horizon, as you can see here. Uh, Guys, a lot of these ships here, well, we're going to talk about it. A lot of them are repeats, okay? First one I'll go over is Monarch. This is actually, in my opinion, there should be another line for the British, and it should be Monarch, Marlborough, and Conquer. And Monarch would be obviously the first version of it. And this is a very good flamethrower ship. However, I'm gonna have a really good video showcasing using AP tomorrow in it. But I actually like that ship, and I don't believe that's a global ship you can get for global XP. Check the pin comment down below. That is, the Monarch is definitely like an 8 out of 10 for me. As you guys know, we will do an out of 10 system because everybody's different, right? Somebody might buy everything in the shop this week. Somebody won't buy anything in the shop. So telling you, is it should you buy it is not the right answer to is it worth it. I kind of run a rate stuff for you guys. Remember, this is my own opinion, doesn't make it a fact, right? That being said, we're gonna go into special. Guys, these are all just ships in the game already. This is a Z-52. Okay, this is a Navarin. This is the Amalfi. Well, it's a Amalfi with a torp reload booster. This is a North Carolina. So, in my opinion, are they worth it? The one I would say might be the exception. It might be the Kuiper here. And the reason being is if you want a premium version of a tech tree ship to make more money, I could understand that. These other ones, that's up to you if you want a second copy of it. I will show you really quick here because for some reason people seem confused and don't know that this is a Navarin. I will show you guys. This isn't exactly a Navarin, okay? See, look, watch. Watch this magic trick. I'm going to put a different paint scheme on a Navarin. Ta-da! Okay, so you're paying for a fancy paint job. Okay, if you have the same commander on it with the same build, you're going to have all the same stats, right? Even the armor is the same, just so you guys can see. I think some people were confused by this. As you can see here, all the same stats. And look at Navarin right here. See? Same thing. Same armor, same everything. Every stat was the same that I looked at when I went through it. So, but make sure when you're looking at them, you have the same commander and the same build preset. That might be what confuses people. I didn't see a stat shade difference on them at all, and the armor is the same. So, um, that being said, let's go back into here because we still have to talk about the Spanish cruiser stuff. Listen, paint schemes are always very subjective. They're up to you. I personally love these ones. I actually went out of my way because Wargaming and they do the reskins, and I don't necessarily care for it. If they do stat changes or make them unique, I'm for it. But they did actually do a really good job, in my opinion, on these skins. So I actually did purchase all the skins. So that was my way of saying, hey, if you do skins instead of another ship, I will buy the skins if I like them, right? So that being said, we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at Azure Lane. I will say I'm not a big crate person, and I never tell people to get crates. But honestly, with as many good Azure Lane commanders and Azure Lane ships there in the game, these crates really aren't that bad, okay? I know I didn't get much from them, but I didn't have a lot to get from them. I I know it sounds crazy. Sorry, excuse me. Behind the Christmas crates and maybe the other set. I always forget the other set that I like a lot. But these would be probably the next ones. These are Ultimate 3s. We'll really quickly go through these ships. AL Richelieu. I give it a 8 out of 10. It is a HE version of Rechulu. I like the changes they did to it. It's a fun to play. Harbin, AL Harbin, same thing, more of an HE spamming Harbin. I like it. Also, it's a premium version of Harbin if you want it. 9 out of 10. This is one of my favorite cruisers to play at the tier. Formidable. I'm not really a big aircraft guy. I've been getting into them more, but for Sky Cancer, this is really weak, in my opinion. You would think the combination of all the arsenal it has would be good. It just ends up falling short. So 3 out of 10. Um, Prince Heinrich, again, not for if you guys want a more detailed description of all the commanders, I just did a commander guide last week on all these Azure Lane commanders. I'm just running through telling you which ones are probably going to be the best out of these, right? A lot of these, I would say no, except for Harbin. Azure Lane Harbin is arguably my favorite commander in the game now because of her base trait having the HE fire chance will help a lot of cruisers. Plus, flooding chance also helps a lot of cruisers as well. It's one of my absolutely most used base traits now for a cruiser. So let's go to Azure Lane 4 combo. Zara, I'm biased, okay? Having it is just a Zara, but it's a premium version of Zara, okay? Really, for the most part. So yeah, I like this ship. I'm not even gonna get a rating because it's not fair to you guys. It's just a Zara, guys. I just like it, the premium version of it. AL Soviet Russia, obviously it's the other ones at the same tier. You know what I mean? It's kind of a copy paste with really good traverse. I had the world record in this ship for a while, and I still don't think that it's super amazing, right? So, um, is what it is. AL Cheshire, on this I would put let's see, 6 out of 10. I like it, but I like Russian ships, so I'm trying to keep my bias out of it. I like the tankiness of Russian ships. I never thought I would like the Russian battleships. AL Cheshire. I know I'm gonna get hate for this one. It just, especially after they changed the bow on the ship, right, to make it not as overpowered as a normal Cheshire. Um, I just think this is one of the most overrated ships in the entire game. Just so you quickly guys can see, your main battery reload 13 seconds. You only have 6 guns. Sure, you can overmatch a lot of stuff at tier 5 with it, and some at tier 6. But when you play this thing up at tier 7, it is super lackluster. It is one of the, in my opinion, it's one of the worst ones ships to go above, try to go into a higher to play bottom, right? To play the bottom tier. It's a very lackluster ship in my opinion, which is surprising because I thought I was gonna love that thing. So I would say 5 out of 10. Bismarck, 9 out of 10. This is my favorite German secondary commander. That's a full secondary commander, and I don't mean Hyde because Hyde is like a hybrid, right? But like I know there is the other one from the BA event that everybody likes. I actually prefer Bismarck because I love how tanky she can be with her perks. AL Zara, I really do like quite a bit. She really helps the Italian line, so both of these, in my opinion, 9 out of 10, a 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 for Zara. Rasaya, I know a lot of people like her. Definitely, I could see the reasons why, because she's kind of a Russian New Jersey commander in some ways. Not as big, right? I just don't like her as much as the other Russians, right? For right now. Colorado, this is a great one just for the base trait. She's a very good commander. She helps everybody that plays the ship, basically. 9 out of 10 out of Colorado. If you were looking at for Azure Lane commanders, I think Harbin and Colorado's are really good ones because they're good commanders, plus they have good base traits. That's all on you. Cheshire, I actually love her as a commander. She's my favorite one to put on AP cruisers because every skill that she has is useful to an AP cruiser, right? She has the main battery reload time. She's got the AP penetration, ricochet angles, AP damage, and shell grouping. Like, There's nothing to love about her or not love about her for the AP line. She's a 9 out of 10. That being said, a lot of these other commanders, not going to be that great. New Jersey, first ever premium ship I ever got in a game besides Florida. Um, Actually, New Jersey might even been first. I like it. It's a better version of Iowa, basically, with a little bit better AA. I like it, but that's up to you. If you like Iowa, you like this ship a lot. Azure or AL Chappie, this is absolutely fun to play. Arguably my favorite ship at the tier. The AL and even the regular Chappie, and they're much different playstyles in my opinion. This is a 9 out of 10. I like this one. It's a lot of fun. New Jersey. I'm biased towards her. I've set all my American battleship records with her. I still don't think she's the best American commander. When the time is right, you can deal unwielding amounts of damage with her because of her meme build, kind of. That doesn't mean she's the best commander. I think generally, as a beginner's guide person to helping beginners, Riker and Colorado are better commanders, in my opinion. But New Jersey, when you get the right moment, you're going to dev strike a lot of things, and you're not going to miss a whole lot of shells. Chappie, not a great commander in my opinion. Only useful on AL Chappie. In that the argument to be had, you could even use Kuzanov on there. So, um, in my opinion, just not a great commander. She's very limited on what ships you can put. Rune, if you like the more hybrid builds for the cruisers, you could do it. I like Reigerwald more for the Germans, so not a must-have. St. Louis, again, not a bad commander, but since Sarika's been out, I just think Sarika's the way better commander for these guys. I could see why people would like her, but see, Sarika you can also get 4 reload boosters with, and they're more accurate when you're on them. Neptune, not a bad commander, but again, I like Cheshire better. Let's go down to 3 really quickly here. Multiplier. I'm still undecided on the ship. I don't know if I really like it or really don't. Because, yeah, you just hit or miss games in it, and I haven't played it a lot. So I'm going to leave this one very unbiasedly. I just haven't had enough time in it yet to tell you guys, because I just got it recently. AL Yukikaze, favorite Japanese destroyer in the entire game. And I mean that. This is actually different than the other Yukikaze, believe it or not. It has slightly better stats than the other Yukikaze. I just it's a good gunboat and a good torpedo boat. It's one of my favorite tier 6. It's my favorite tier 6 destroyer in the game. It also happens to be one of my favorite destroyers in the entirety of the entire game. I just love this ship a lot. It's got good guns, it's got good torpedoes, it's got really good detection. This one, in my opinion, is a 9 out of 10, but keep in mind, or a 10 out of 10, but keep on mind, I am biased towards the Japanese destroyers. I love their play style, and this one's got guns. So you tie that together, and you can go wreck people, other destroyers in it. I know I'm biased on that one, so be careful of that. Littorio, least useful commander of this whole group. Literally, this is the worst commander of the whole group, and I don't know why people like Littorio. I always hear that Littorio is so awesome. Here, I'm gonna go show you guys, right? Littorio, right? Flammable cannoneer, gyrating drill bits, marksmanship, reaching out XXL, and she can have fight fire with fire. I get that part of it. Kind of neat, right? Her unique thing is the Sagittarian disciple that is not at all handy to use over reaching out XXL, right? Her base trait, not that great, right? So I don't know why people would take Littorio when you have Iachino right here with the same exact things, and you could have Testudo, and you can get better grouping. He's better in every way. Now, if your argument is, well, she don't have flammable or he doesn't have flammable cannoneer, then you have Maki, which also has battleship main dispersion and an extra heal down here, plus Testudo or fight fire with fire. There's absolutely no reason, in my opinion, now with Maki coming out, that Littorio is even remotely useless or useful. That is the worst, like I said, worst commander in the whole update now. I at one time she wasn't, but Maki coming out has totally absolutely made her completely pointless. Azuma, very interesting as an AP commander, but remember, you're free to play Yamato Yamamoto commander is also kind of AP focused. So is she worth the upgrade? That's up to you guys, right? Because I just think you're gonna use Yamamoto in a bunch of different bureaus. He's gonna be super useful there. And there's an argument he had. I like Nachi better as a AP Japanese cruiser commander anyway. Shokaku, again, no, there's no reason to use her. She has the same traits and a worse base trait than Yamaguchi. Let's see, Yukikaze for the memes, but in the video I talked about this. I know some people like Orville Sparks. I'm a huge Japanese destroyer player. I absolutely do not use her. She's good as a gunboat captain, but I don't use Evil Sparks because it just murders your ability to take out other destroyers, and that's way more important than farming damage, okay? Your ability to take out other destroyers, because when you use this perk, your HE shell damage goes down, and you can't finish off destroyers as quick, and then at that same time, in order to do that, you can't take unstoppable, meaning you're gonna be in a 1v1 fight with another destroyer. When your rudder gets knocked out of your engine, you're screwed, right? In a much more worse position. I know that's maybe not a popular opinion, but I do play Japanese destroyers a lot, so I feel qualified on that one. The Arvero commander, I never really known anything about. She definitely does not. She does definitely seems good, but there's a lot of starting to get a lot of good Russian cruiser commanders out there with Lightful Lip and the others. I just she could be different if, especially if you don't have them, right? So, and then multiplier. There's just it's not a great commander compared to what's out there for what there is. Okay, you got Baltimore, you got Einstein, you have just all of them, right? Like I like Janeway a lot, or Shelley Peepley. They're just she would be good if she was in any other country, but the Americans have so many good cruiser commanders. It's just that one's a rough one to take. So as you can see here, really quickly, Azure Lane, Baltimore. We're gonna have a video out on I think this week. Not in my opinion, not really worth it. It's literally a premium version of Baltimore. That would be the only reason to get it. The only difference is it's got a better reload, but it does less shell damage. Outside of that, they're the same ship. Queen Elizabeth, again, if you want a premium version, go for it. Same thing with Fuso. Azure Lane Baltimore as a commander, solid commander. I could see the argument for using her more, just not one I think is that great anymore. Now with Janeway out, Einstein, and Beepley, I just don't use Baltimore really anymore. Um, Queen Elizabeth, again, listen, wouldn't be a bad commander, but you have Cunningham and Cunningham and Fisher, right? Arguably two of the best commanders in the game. They happen to be free to play and they have amazing base traits, right? John Fisher might be the best free commander in the game. His you can see his base trait is really really handy, and he's got all the accuracy skills. Plus he's got a heal. Like he is literally the Riker of the Great British for their commanders. So obviously, she's not a bad commander. She just happens to go into the best free commanders in the entire game, right? So uh, it's not a rip on her. At one time, I think she was a pretty good commander. So let's go over to here. We're back on what was it? Two. Uh, so Graspy again. That's all up to you on you guys. I like Ragerwold the best. She's definitely not a bad commander. Okay, She's just not. She's a very good commander, but I think I like Rigerwald better. And then, as you guys can see here, Scharnhorst, while at one time was a good commander, not anymore. Maki came out with the Ancient Battleship Dispersion at 5, so it's not really a whole lot. You can use her on more than one thing, but grouping to me more times than not is a better way to go over Dispersion. That's a discussion for another video. She is kind of handy, I guess, if you want to go on the German, on the ships like Scharnhorst, ships with torpedoes. There's an argument to be had. Just I don't see it anymore. She was one of my favorite commanders in the game, but now that they've added Maki with that, I just don't use her anymore. Not at all. Um, Cover fire. This is just Fuso is not a good commander. Just in my opinion, not. The only reason she would be useful is if you're going the try to build a tanky battleship, but then you're going to give up main battery dispersion, which on the Japanese hurts quite a bit. That's up to you guys on that one. Just there's not a lot there for me on that front. Now, here, Hipper. I know a lot of people like Hipper. Again, like I said, Ragerwald is end up where I go for the heavy cruisers, and then I use the free to play one on the other ones. Belfast, again, I know people like her, but this little thing where it takes away your smoke generator charges and you don't have fully packed. On British ships, most of them have smoke, so losing losing essentially two smokes because you don't have fully pack and this smoke screen thing, just it's not worth it to me. Okay, her base trait can be handy with the detectability, but I mean, you have two less smokes than you're gonna have on most commanders. So I don't see the argument for her like a lot of people do. Again with Hood, same thing. Not a bad commander, but you same thing as we talked about with Queen Elizabeth. You run into having John Fisher, who's got all the accuracy buffs and the heal. And then the argument of also, then also you have Cunningham. Nelson, a really good commander, but again, you want to put all them resources into a commander where you have John Fisher. It's the same thing again. She is definitely the best one out of these Azure Lane British battleship commanders by a mile. I use her still a lot. That one's up to you guys. She's a 9 out of 10 commander for me. Dunkirk, 10 out of 10. Dunkirk, in my opinion, Dunkirk, Harbin, and Colorado are probably the best out of these sets of the Azure Lane Commanders, and Cheshire. That's the ones I would be going after. Dunkirk is arguably one of the best in the game. Frontal fire is amazing. She also can be built for accuracy or secondary or reload. She's just awesome. If she had a better base trait, she'd be hand down best commander in the game. That being said, hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you folks next time. Have a good one, folks.